In this case, Jordan Schuyler sat across from detectives and insisted.
Always be with him. Always.
Calm, certain, unshaken. She repeated it again.
I stayed with them almost all night.
The detective didn't argue. She waited. Then came the quiet question.
When you were texting each other, would it be safe to say that when you were texting, you weren't together? Because why would you sit next to somebody on the couch and text them? That would be silly, wouldn't it?
Jordan paused.
I don't remember texting each other right next to each other.
A moment later, another line landed.
There was a car that was stolen, and that you weren't with him when the car was stolen, and then it was like midnight, right? Okay. So it wasn't every night that you were with him.
That's when the story fractured. This is cognitive dissonance in action, when two truths can't coexist and the mind scrambles to survive. Jordan believed in George Birch. She believed in her timeline. But psychology doesn't band for loyalty. So how did one simple contradiction unravel everything? Welcome back to my channel. I don't have many followers, but your single comment is a ray of hope for me. On the cold, early morning of May 21st, 2016, under cloudy skies and light spring winds in Green Bay, Wisconsin, 31-year-old Nicole Vanderhayden left a downtown bar after a night out with friends. Around 2 a.m., she walked alone toward home, unaware she was being followed. Investigators later determined she crossed paths with George Birch, who had been arguing with his girlfriend earlier that night. Hours later, Nicole's body was discovered in a nearby field, showing signs of strangulation and physical assault. Surveillance footage, cell phone records, and DNA evidence placed Birch near the scene during the critical time window. As police launched their investigation, they interviewed Birch's girlfriend, Jordan Schuyler, to reconstruct his movements. So, the cops brought her in for interrogation, and today, we will focus on the psychological elements of this interrogation.
Come on, man. Have a seat. You know what? I was hoping that we would have a different room that's a little bit more user-friendly and not so much like this, but this is what we're stuck with today. So, first of all, do you want anything to drink or?
No, I'm totally fine. I'm fine. I'm really curious what's going on right now.
Well, when over at your house, I said to you, we were talking about how you knew George, and you said Steve. You mean Steve, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
From the beginning, the detective positions herself less as an authority figure and more as a relatable older woman, joking, offering drinks, talking about age and life experience. Because both are women, this creates an in-group bond. Under social identity theory, people trust and disclose more to those they perceive as socially similar. Jordan subconsciously reads the detective as a protector or mentor rather than a threat, lowering resistance and increasing emotional openness.
So, he goes by Steve, and his last name is, I think I said Birch,
something like that. Birch, yeah.
Okay. And so, I'm glad that you came here to talk with me about him.
Right.
But it's important once we get in this room, because it's an interview room and it's in a law enforcement center, that I explain to you that you're not under arrest and you're not in any trouble. And you're just here to have a conversation with me. And I really appreciate that. So I'm hoping that you can kind of tell me a little bit about your relationship with Steve. And how long have you known him and how long have you been dating and stuff like that? And what do you know about him?
Just dating, literally, like I said, about 4 or 5 months, known him for about 6 months.
So back in, help me out with this, because I'm a little slow when it comes to months. So when about did you meet?
He started at Blackstone, which was 6 months ago, this is September. I need a freaking calendar.
Well, I've got tons too. If you can't find one, you just let me know, girl.
Early March, mid-March.
Okay. And you said Blackstone.
Blackstone, that's where I met him at.
Oh, was he working there? Are you working there, both?
Well, I was working there originally with me and my mom, and then he came in, he moved from Virginia, came here, and that's where he first got his job at. That's where I first met him, that's how we first started talking, so everything first happened, just meeting him there.
Okay. So y'all were working there together?
Yeah.
And then just started chit-chatting?
Pretty much.
The detective's tone often resembles that of a calm, concerned guardian, reassuring her she's safe, validating her fear, praising her responsibility. This taps into attachment theory, activating a secure base dynamic. When people feel emotionally anchored, they are more willing to explore uncomfortable truths. Jordan begins seeking reassurance from the detective the same way she might from a trusted older female figure, which deepens dependency.
How long have you been living on Vader?
My whole life.
Oh, okay.
My whole life.
Mom's house?
Yeah.
You haven't moved ever?
No.
Okay.
No.
And so what was he doing at Blackstone when you first?
Cook.
Okay. And you were?
Everything.
Running the joint?
Pretty much everything you is. I had a specific job. They're like, no, you need to do this, this, and this. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. So I just did everything. I helped with everything. I get sick of it. He's no one runs no business. I left. Me and my mom both left.
Am I calling him Steve or George?
You call me Steve. We just, like I said, we kept on talking and this and that, and then one thing led to another, and just kept talking, and then that led over into us being actually together, and then just always hung out and just talked, connected more with anybody else. So
okay, so he's kind of a little bit older than you, isn't he?
A little bit.
And that's unusual. What do you know about him? What do you know about that guy?
He's got 2 kids, and he lives in Virginia.
Okay.
And his wife and him split.
Okay. Are they divorced? What has he told you?
He said they're divorced. But I'm literally second guessing everything right now at this point in time.
Okay, so that's also interesting. At your house, you said something about him being a liar.
Just for the pure fact of what's going on right now. I thought I'll never lie to you. I will never lie to you. Why are cops at my house right now? Why am I sitting in a room full of cops? Because you've never lied to me.
The detective frequently shares mild personal references, age, hearing issues, soda habits, making herself seem human and imperfect. This encourages Jordan to reciprocate with personal disclosures. According to the norm of reciprocity, when someone opens up, we feel obligated to respond in kind. The female-to-female context intensifies this effect because emotional sharing is socially normalized between women, accelerating the depth of disclosure.
This is kind of interesting to me. I mean, you've been dating. Do you know anything about his past? Do you know anything about him at all, other than he has 2 children? And
he's from Virginia. A long time ago, he was in prison for something.
Do you know what?
He was in prison for something a long time ago in Virginia.
Do you know what?
He was 18 or something. Someone was shooting or something, and he shot back, and someone died or something, I think, or something. Something like that, right? Right? Isn't it like that?
Something.
Yeah, something like that. That's what he told me, or something. Something that had to do with some type of drugs or something. Someone didn't like him or some shit, so someone came, tried shooting at him or something. And then he shot back or some shit like that, and he was in jail for a long time.
And then someone died?
I guess. That happened before he went in, I think. Like,
what do you mean before he went in?
Before he went in jail, like, that's how he found out. It was like someone died. And then it was like, I think it was like technically like a homicide or murder, whatever, however you want to say that, whatever word you want to use. That's why he went to jail, because he killed that person, or whatever.
How did you feel about that?
I second guessed myself a lot, yes. Oh, yes, I did. I actually looked him up. I tried looking him up on the Green Bay court thing. Couldn't find anything. CCAP. Yeah, sure. I couldn't find anything, and then I tried for Virginia because I'm not living in Virginia, and I don't have this thing. I would have to pay for it to look and get background check.
Did you ever ask him anything more about that?
Oh, I always ask him. And just because me personally, you don't fully know someone until probably the 3 or 4 mark.
3 or 4 year mark?
Yep.
Okay.
You're not going to truly know someone until around there. So yes, I questioned him all the time. I always ask him. I repeatedly ask him. I ask him different ways. See if he gives me a different answer from a different way. It's always the same thing. So either he's paying really close attention or he's literally telling me the truth. You know? Yeah. And why would someone keep that up of much of a charade?
Without openly criticizing Steve, the detective gently invites doubt. Lies, instability, prison history, housing chaos. In a female-to-female setting, this activates gender schema theory, where women are socialized to be vigilant about unsafe male partners. Jordan starts reframing Steve not as my boyfriend, but as a possible threat, weakening emotional loyalty.
Okay, young lady, I don't see any doodling.
A little bit.
I'm going to do something I never ever do. I don't drink soda. So if my leg is going like your leg, after I get done drinking the soda, you'll understand why. Okay. I know that you're concerned. I want you to take a deep breath, okay?
I just want to know what the hell is going on. I don't know what I'm going to tell you.
I'm going to tell you, and I don't think you're going to like this much. But what I'd like to do first, we've talked about a lot of things, and what I'd like to do is get a statement from you, okay? I can promise you this, that your statement is helpful to us. It helps us to understand what you know about what's going on, or what you don't know about what's going on, okay? These things that I've asked you today, there's a reason that I've asked you. So, that's okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Are you going to tell me this before or after the statement?
Oh, we always do the statement first. We have a certain specific way that we do things, and we don't deviate, we don't change because there's a reason for that. Okay? I understand that you want to know, and I'm going to answer these questions for you. But here's why we don't do that. And I'll tell you very, what's going on?
I'm really nervous. I really want to know what the hell's going on. I actually really
you
want to
want to go have a cigarette?
No, I just really want to know what the hell's going on and what it.
No. Okay. I get that. But the reason we don't talk about things before the statement, the reason we don't do that is because we don't want to poison the statement.
Before difficult moments, phone access, statement, homicide revelation, the detective first validates Jordan's emotions. Nervousness, confusion, fear. This helps regulate emotional overload. Under emotion regulation theory, validation lowers physiological stress, restoring cognitive control. Once calm, Jordan can process requests logically instead of defensively.
It's important that I get from you raw information. And what you told me, I think, is honest. Would you say that what you told me is honest?
100%.
And I believe you. And that's why it's important. Now, have you told me anything that you think is going to get you in trouble? No. Let me answer that for you. No. If
My question is,
if there's something that you know, Jordan, if there's something that you're aware of that happened, not with you and Steve, but that happened with Steve that you're aware of, let me ask you this. Would you tell me?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not going to protect someone that I don't know.
And I believe you. I believe that, especially in this situation. But it's important that we get raw information from the people that we're talking to. And believe me, we're talking to a lot of people, and so far, everybody's been very cooperative. Just like you come in here, we come to your house, I introduce myself, I ask you, kind of right out of the gate, I ask you, is it okay with you if I look in your car? And you say, yes. is it okay with you if you come with me to the sheriff's office so that we can have a conversation about Steve? And you say, yep. That doesn't sound to me like somebody who has anything to hide. And it certainly doesn't sound to me like a young lady who's going to lie to me about anything. And honestly, Jordan, I'm not going to lie to you.
By repeatedly praising Jordan's honesty and responsibility, the detective places her in the good girl moral category. Under moral licensing theory, once people see themselves as morally upright, they strive to maintain that image. Jordan feels internal pressure to behave consistently by giving statements, surrendering the phone, and cooperating fully.
I'm absolutely not going to. I understand you want to know right now, and that part of that is your youth. I understand that. Part of that is also that you've been spending time with a guy who now you're starting to think you don't know. But what I'd like you to do is just be patient and trust me and trust that I'm not going to lead you astray.
I would just like to know if he goes to jail for how long?
He's going to go to jail for a long time.
Will my statement affect that once he does? And then will it make him go to jail if I give a statement? How many other people have given statements?
Everybody that we're talking to is being very honest. And I can't share with you that information the same as I would.
I just want to know how many people. 5, 6, 7.
I can't tell you that. And part of the reason I can't tell you that is because I don't know, but also I wouldn't tell anybody else, that I was talking to you. This conversation that you and I are having is a conversation between you and I. Okay? Just some tissue.
No, I just want to know what's going on. I'm already in the account name. I just want to know what's going on, seriously. I don't want to be put in a position or hang out with someone that obviously is doing something they're not supposed to be doing, getting me in trouble and shit. I just really want to know what's going on.
You're not in trouble, Jordan. You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. I think you're in a situation where you're pretty blind, but you're not in trouble. And the reason you're here is because this is a serious situation.
Exactly. It would be this serious if someone wasn't talking to me right now. And that's why I want to know what is it about.
That what?
I know it wouldn't be this serious if you weren't bringing me in here saying and talking me coming to my house. Yeah.
The detective frames herself as someone looking out for Jordan's well-being. I don't want you led astray. You're young. I want you safe. This reflects communal orientation theory, where relationships are governed by care and mutual concern rather than transactions. Jordan responds by offering cooperation as a form of relational loyalty rather than legal obligation.
That's true. That's why I just want to know. I just want to know. But even just a generalization of what is it about? Is it about drugs? Is it about girls trafficking something? Money?
Okay.
Like, what is it about?
Would it help you to sit down if I told you?
Yes, it 100% it would.
It's about a homicide.
Would you do that?
No.
A different person?
No.
Like he did it. There's somebody here in Green Bay.
Please. Yeah, somebody here in Green Bay. Do you know anything about them?
No. You fucking killed someone? Can I actually can I have a cigarette?
Have both sides. Have a cigarette.
Can I just leave my stuff in here?
Absolutely. You want to bring your soda?
No.
Okay. Here, I'm going to shut our door then. All right? This door, not locked. Okay. Young lady, we're talking about doing a statement. How about that? get a quick statement?
Sure.
Oh, so the cell phone is a track phone. His cell phone now.
Mm-hmm.
No carrier.
Yeah.
And I just so, because I wasn't quite sure. Sometimes I'm a little hard of hearing, my age, and a lot of gunshots and sirens over the years.
When Jordan panics after hearing homicide, the detective uses calm voice, physical breaks, and grounding behaviors. This co-regulation aligns with polyvagal theory, where safety cues from another person stabilize the nervous system. Female-female interactions are especially effective at this due to socialized emotional attunement.
I destroyed somebody's hearing, but the cell phone, his cell phone, did I understand you correctly to say that he was on, what is her name? Linda. He was on her plan, and then she got mad and shut his phone off. But it cost him too much to go back on the other plan, so he got this one.
Exactly.
And that was right after he moved out from Linda's. Correct. Okay, you know what this is? An awesome machine, and I'm sure that you know what it is. But it makes my life a lot easier because I get to type stuff.
So this is a dumb question.
No.
Person's dead.
Not such a dumb question ever. Go ahead.
This person's dead.
Yeah. This person's dead.
Was it a violent matter that it was done in, or was it literally just like a shot to the head?
I can tell you this. I cannot give you any particulars.
No, just was it a violent one? It was violent.
Why do you ask that though? That's interesting.
I was just curious because he's never showed me violent in him at all. He's never yelled at me. I've never, ever, ever, ever seen him get pissed off in any sort of way.
Really?
Yep. He's actually a very calm, cool, collective man. Thinks about his shit before he does it. That's why I'm curious.
Thinks about his shit before he does it. In what way? How do you?
It's like filtering your mouth. Like, you you want to say something, but it's not the right thing to say. If you think about it first before it goes out the old trap. That's stuff like that, or like.
You mean so not so much like other people that you might know?
Exactly. Or kids my age, where they're just like, oh, I'm just gonna say this and blurt it out just to hear me talk.
Instead of assuming deception, the detective repeatedly treats Jordan as truthful. This reflects truth default theory, which shows people are more honest when they feel believed. In same-gender contexts, this effect is amplified by relational trust. Jordan becomes motivated to live up to the honesty she's been assigned.
Cell phone. Are you okay with us extracting?
Why do you need it?
Because the things that you are talking to me about, the things that you tell me, the cell phone shows that's how things work.
So is this going to help him?
Well,
or is this going to go against him?
It's going to help you. And it's not going to go against him. We have everything that we need. So what the cell phone does is, the reason we ask for cell phones is because it shows credibility. So you know what that means, right? Credibility means that what you say is accurate. You're credible. You're truthful. And so what you're telling us is this person text messaged you a lot. I'm assuming that maybe there's some text messages saying we're getting together at this time or whatever, or I'm on my way. Those are the things that we cross-reference. We cross-reference data. The stuff that you're providing with your cell phone helps us to establish.
It would just be his title. Just his.
We can't pick and choose what the phone dumps for the data download, but what I can tell you is that we're only interested in that. We're not interested in anything else, but we don't care about photos and videos and stuff like that. That's not what we're looking for.
But it's just in his text.
We're looking for texts between the two of you. That's it. And it's up to you. And honestly, I can't think of a reason why. Is there a reason you're hesitant? I mean, I can see that you're hesitant about it. Is there a reason?
I don't want to get myself in trouble.
Did you have anything to do with the homicide?
No, I just don't want.
Then you can get yourself in trouble.
So anything else of what I said in this phone to other people does not matter.
Not at all. We're not interested in that.
Over time, Jordan stops making independent judgments and begins relying on the detective for emotional cues. Will my statement affect him? Am I in trouble? This reflects a learned trust paradigm, where consistent reassurance conditions reliance. The detective becomes her primary psychological anchor inside the room, effectively controlling the pace and direction of disclosure.
And anything I said to him about different stuff does not matter.
No. What we're interested in doing is figuring out whether there's any text messages that said, for instance, baby, it's okay that you killed her. I forgive you.
It was a girl?
Yeah. It's a girl. And so, if you don't know anything about this, do you know anything about this? What's going on, Jordan?
He did this to a girl?
Mm.
He's not violent, though.
And if that's the case, we're going to be able to tell that in your text messages.
She carefully separated her experiences from Steve's criminal actions. She maintained her innocence while providing investigators with context about the homicide, showing both awareness and caution.
Is that okay with you? Yeah. Well, first things first, I'm going to have you sign what's called a consent form, because that's showing everybody, I can't take your phone, that's showing everybody that you're, consenting to this download.
Was this girl killed at night or day?
At night.
At night? Late night? Like 4 a.m.?
I can't tell you that.
Because I'm literally with him every night. That's why I'm a little bit confused.
Rather than using overt command language, the detective relies on polite phrasing and collaborative language. Would it be okay? Let's talk about how about we? This aligns with role congruity theory, which shows that women in authority are often perceived as more legitimate when combining competence with warmth. Jordan experiences guidance rather than coercion, making compliance feel voluntary.
What kind of person would I be if I came in and hit you with all that at once? Kind of shit.
There's literally no one else. And I wouldn't even know if it was him, if it was just those two.
Is there anybody else?
Hold on.
What's that?
Hold on.
What are you thinking?
There's no understand. He could have not done something like this. There's no way he could have done something like this. There's no way. He wouldn't be as cool and as calm as collected as he is if he would have. There's no way. There's literally no way he would have done this. with him all the time.
Do you want some tissue? We have a lot of crying in this room, in these rooms. Pretty normal. Pretty normal stuff. So I always start these the same way, and I'm just going to talk out loud while I'm typing, okay? So you know this part that I'm typing, and then we'll kind of fill in the blanks about what we talked about. My name is Jordan Schuyler, and I am 21 years old. I completed 11 years of school and can read and write English. I understand that I am not under arrest and am free to leave at any time. I am giving this statement to Sergeant Mickey Yankee Freely.
By typing the statement in front of Jordan and narrating it out loud, the detective turns Jordan into the author of a formal story. As Jordan hears her own words read back and then signs, she starts interpreting her identity through that behavior. I'm the kind of person who cooperates and tells the truth. Self-perception theory, BAME, predicts that people infer their attitudes from their actions. So once Jordan behaves like a cooperative, truthful witness, backing away later becomes psychologically harder.
Okay. So this incident, well, you said you kind of started seeing each other around April or May, right? What's that?
Around there somewhere. It was literally like, I literally know him for not that long, and then we just kept hanging out, and that's where it progressed from there. Like, it wasn't even that long that I know him, we just got together right away, literally.
Okay.
And even when we were just hanging out, we were together, like, almost all the time, except when I said he was out of work, and I was at work.
Okay.
The only time we weren't together, literally every day.
Okay. But you weren't sleeping overnight together, correct?
I've only slept there about 5 times. I've never...
You said he was living at Linda and what's the...
Linda and Ed.
Linda and Ed?
Yeah. I've only slept over a couple times, but I'm literally there with him until 3, 4, 5 a.m. I'm literally with him that long. Like, all day. And I stay with him almost all night, and I go home. That's why I don't understand. I'm literally with him all the time.
Okay.
I really don't understand. He's never showed not one tendency of being violent in any sort of way.
Jordan. It seems like you're getting pissed off, and typically this is about the time where people get pissed off at the police. But I can tell you this, I didn't cause this situation.
You have to have the wrong guy, not him.
I wish I could say that we do, but we don't.
There's no way that could be him. There's no way. Not violent. He never hurt me. He did nothing but help me. Literally said nothing but help me.
The detective lets Jordan repeatedly claim, "I'm with him all the time," then calmly narrows definitions. Overnight, together, texting, work nights. This forces Jordan to either refine the claim or contradict herself. The commitment and consistency principle, Cialdini, explains why this works. Once someone commits publicly to a position, they feel pressure to stay consistent. Even if consistency requires uncomfortable admissions like, "I wasn't with him that night."
About,
See, what's your definition of sleeping there overnight? Like, what's the definition of that? I mean, like, you can sleep and cuddle and lay down for a little while. I leave at sometimes 4 or 5 a.m., sometimes 6.
Okay. So, So there were times where you would stay there, and were there times where you wouldn't stay there, or did you stay there every night?
I pretty much stayed there every night till literally, as my mom, I would come home at 4 or 5 a.m. Sometimes 3. I would not be around here. I literally never come home. I would always be with him. Always.
Okay.
So I don't understand. I was always with him. Even if I wasn't, he would text me and call me. Otherwise, I was always with him.
Okay. So I pretty much stayed there with him until 4 or 5.
So this homicide happened when the truck happened, the truck thing.
Yep. Right about that time. It's in the same time frame. Not that same night.
Was it after the truck was on fire?
Mm-hmm.
So it was before.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
Strictly everything in my head.
Well, the night that truck thing happened, you were at home, right?
Less than about 11, 12, maybe more. That's on home, I passed out.
And he was at home?
When I left, yeah. He was going to bed.
Instead of arguing broadly, the detective uses a single disconfirming instance, the car theft/fire night, to puncture a global claim. Psychologically, this mirrors falsification logic. One strong counterexample can invalidate an absolute statement, always, every night. The effect is cornering by proof. Jordan feels her certainty slipping because the detective doesn't need many examples, just one undeniable one.
Do you think that when you were texting each other, would it be safe to say that when you were texting, you weren't together? Because why would you sit next to somebody on the couch and text them? That would be silly, wouldn't it?
I thought we never text each other right next to each other.
Right. That would be silly, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we never text each other right next to each
So
other.
if you were texting each other, you weren't with each other, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Usually the only time that it was when we got work in the afternoon.
Okay.
That's why I don't understand. I fucking understand. So confused. There's no way that he could have done this. They're for real head. There's no way. There's no way that was him.
Okay. So, can you tell me about an incident, let's talk about this incident quickly with the car that was stolen. Because here's the thing. You know, when we were sitting by your house, you're telling me the cops are in my house. And you know what? I don't want to put you in a position where you feel like you have to defend somebody. You love this guy, don't you? Well, here's the thing, Jordan. Whether you love him or don't love him, however you feel about him, what he did, he made the decision to do. That had nothing to do with you, and it certainly didn't have anything to do with me.
The detective separates Jordan from Steve. He made the decision, not you. Then she immediately cautions Jordan not to alibi him. This nudges Jordan to attribute the crime to Steve's choices, dispositional cause, rather than to circumstances or misunderstanding. Attribution theory explains the move. Once Jordan accepts that Steve's actions are his responsibility, defending him starts to feel irrational and self-endangering rather than loving.
You know, did it have anything to do with you? I don't think so. But he made his own decision. And I don't think you want to be sticking up for him right now. Because when
you literally don't wait.
Jordan, literally, there is a way. There is a way. And I know that you're not happy with me being the bearer of bad news. I know you know, you're looking at me like you're pissed off at me, and I get that. And you can be pissed off if you want, but I got to tell you, there is a way. And I'm sorry to have to be the one. But you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're saying, there is no way. He didn't do it. This didn't happen. I was with him every night, because now you're putting yourself in a position where you're providing an alibi for him. And
I literally was.
Well, you just start telling me, Jordan, you just start telling me, not even 5 minutes ago, that there was a car that was stolen, and that you weren't with him when the car was stolen, and then it was like midnight, right? Okay. So it wasn't every night that you were with him.
I had a work the next day. That's why I couldn't sleep.
So you just got done telling me not too long ago that you like your sleep, and that you would go home
That was the
early.
main thing that we always talked about, is because I wanted to go home early. Like, you know, you sleep with me, so that's why I go there and I go for a little while to pass out. And I go home and actually get sleep myself so I can be productive. Never customer service, 8 minutes sleep. Otherwise, I'm going to be the crankiest bitch in customer service ever. Yeah, it's just me. I know me. I can't.
When the detective warns, don't defend him. You're providing an alibi. She reframes Jordan's loyalty from support into personal danger. That shifts Jordan from game thinking, protect the relationship, to loss avoidance. Don't get dragged into this. Prospect theory predicts people become more conservative and compliance-oriented when choices are framed as preventing losses. Here, the loss is legal exposure and credibility collapse.
I'm going to change the name of this to Jordan Skylar's. I'm saying that right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Can I get it also in the right email?
Fine. No, I'm sorry, but I
Do
can't.
I get a copy of the statement at least?
It's going to be, okay, first of all, if everything is true and accurate in the statement and nothing needs to be changed, or there are no blatant outward lies, when you're ready, press send. That means it's been sent. Okay. So what happens is, this is a part of the case file. And so we get a lot of people that ask if they can get a copy of their statement, but we don't do that. It's a records issue, and we can't legally release it.
But after this consent is all done, it should be public record, though, right?
Well, this is going to be a part of the case file. Okay? So that means that a copy of this statement is going to go in the case file. That's going to be part of this whole entire case, along with everybody else's.
When was that picture taken?
Today?
This was taken today?
Mm-hmm.
He's in booking?
He's in jail. Yeah.
I can't talk to him or see him?
Well, I would imagine he can make phone calls from the jail. And I would imagine you can talk to him by phone if he calls.
Refusing a statement copy and explaining it's a records issue does more than follow policy. It signals that Jordan's words now have weight and permanence. Scarcity increases perceived value and gravity. If access is restricted, the thing must be important. That subtle signal intensifies compliance because Jordan feels she has crossed into official case territory, not casual conversation.
You know what, young lady, this has been beyond a really shitty day for you. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I just have one last question for you, and this is not an easy question for me to ask because I think I know the answer already. Is there any way at all that your DNA is going to be found in that crime scene?
I don't even know where he did it.
Is there any way at all that your DNA is going to be found in the field?
Instantly makes Jordan picture a field, a scene, and her presence there, even if she was never there. That visualization spikes anxiety and urgency. Simulation theory, how people mentally rehearse possibilities, predicts that vivid mental scenes feel more real, which increases the drive to take action that resolves the threat, like agreeing to elimination testing.
Were you there? The only way your DNA can be found in that field is if you were there. I'm going to ask you for a buckle swab. Is that something you'll do voluntarily?
I don't care.
I'm sorry.
I don't care. But it was weird. It was something that I didn't want to go for it.
Thank you for that.
I can't talk to him or see him.
Well, you have to be, I'm going to help you figure out a way to do that if you want to.
Just one.
So, this is a consent form for a buccal swab. And all this is elimination. So this does not go into a database. We take a swab of your mouth that gives us DNA. We compare it to the DNA that was on the murder scene. And if you're not part of that, then you're eliminated as a suspect. And then that's destroyed. That DNA is destroyed.
The detective repeatedly labels the swab as elimination, not a database. Destroyed rules you out. This assigns Jordan a safe identity, not suspect, but person we can clear. Labeling theory helps explain the compliance. People behave in ways that fit the label they're given. If Jordan accepts the clearable witness label, cooperating with a swab becomes consistent with that identity.
Hereby consent to give a buccal swab. It's an oral swab, which will be obtained by Nikki Yankee of the Brown County Sheriff's Office. I have been advised and I understand that an authorized representative of the Wisconsin Crime Lab will examine these samples. So the Wisconsin Crime Lab has the DNA from the crime scene. And that's what we're talking about, that will take your DNA and compare it to make sure that none of your DNA is on the scene. I've had the collection procedure explained to me by Nikki Yankee. And so what that is I take a sterile swab and collect it from the cheek inside your mouth. I understand that I do not have to submit to the collection of that sample, and I do so knowingly and willingly. I also understand that the sample will not be kept permanently. So
Did he confess to this?
He asked for an attorney.
Don't fucking understand.
The interrogation spikes Jordan's distress, homicide reality, DNA question, then immediately offers procedural steps, forms, swap process. This is how we do it. Opponent process theory predicts that intense emotional arousal is often followed by a counterstate that craves relief. The detective's calm procedure becomes the relief, so cooperation feels like the fastest way to come down from panic.
I made birthday with my mom and him to get along. He came over for my birthday when I got to the second bar and wanted to go home. Just be nice. You proved to my mom that he actually cares about me. He came out such nice to.
He what?
He came out and sucked it up. It was nice to her. He knows my family's very important to me, especially my mom. And I just wanted them to get along. You know, it doesn't matter.
Is there anything I can do? You have my card, right?
I really just want to die from the pain of this stuff. It will leave me your life.
You're gonna have time, if you want to, you're gonna have time to send him a letter.
Right now.
No, you can wait till you get home and then, you know,
We need to go to
well, he's gonna be in jail for a while. He's not going anywhere. Let me get out of here.
my mom.
Yeah, your mom's here.
When Jordan asks about another DNA, the detective shuts it down. DNA gets very complicated and I can't have this conversation. That's not evasive by accident. It reasserts expertise and limits debate. The authority heuristic predicts that under stress, people defer to credible authority rather than litigate technical details. Jordan stops arguing the science and returns to the only available path. Comply, get cleared, go home. George Stephen Birch was convicted of the May 2016 intentional homicide of 31-year-old Nicole Vanderhayden after a jury trial in Brown County, Wisconsin. He was found guilty of first-degree intentional homicide, and at his sentencing hearing in May 2018, the court ordered him to serve life in prison without the possibility of parole. The presiding judge stated that the brutality of the crime would warrant the death penalty if Wisconsin law allowed it, emphasizing the severity and impact of the offense on the victim's family and the community. Evidence presented at trial, such as DNA linking Birch to the victim and data placing him at key locations, supported the jury's verdict. Birch's defense had sought parole eligibility after 25 to 30 years, but the judge rejected this request, affirming that the nature of the crime justified permanent incarceration with no release.